What's up, guys? Happy Friday if you are watching this live. I hope you all have had an incredible week, an incredible day. And if you're part of the replay crew, I see you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And yeah, today's going to be a wild one. Anytime I'm talking about Optavia, we know the content warnings that come with it. So, but just in case you happen to be brand new to my channel, my name is Erin Bees. I am a wife, a mom, a military veteran, and I spent 13 and a half years in multi-level marketing, healed my way out, and now I'm using all of my social media platforms to educate and raise awareness around the dangers of multi-level marketing companies and the tactics used by the reps. Optavia is one of those companies that I just cannot stand. You know that sound bite? I don't remember what it's from. It's on the tip of my tongue, but it goes something like, "I've never heard so many wrong things." Yeah, that's how I feel about Optavia. That right there. So just in case you're brand new, and as just a quick reminder, I am going to be talking about disordered eating, eating disorders, relationships with food. This video in particular is covering fat shaming. There's going to be food shaming, holiday food shaming, and I just have never heard so many wrong things. So if that is something that is too triggering for you at this time, please feel free to skip this video. I get it. I understand. And ultimately, I just want to make sure you guys are good. And yeah, but this is definitely something that we have to talk about, especially today is December 1st. So we are getting into more of the holiday season. They're going to talk a little bit about Thanksgiving and food and stuff like that. So just be aware of that. Hi, babe. What are you doing? Okay. Oh, happy birthday, Susan. Happy birthday. 40th birthday. That's amazing. Happy birthday. That's awesome. Okay. So let's get started on this video. Brace yourselves. Leave your commentary. Of course, if you have not already liked the video, it would be cool if you would do that and check to make sure that you're subscribed. In case you're not subscribed and you're wondering why you can't comment, that's why. Also get out of top chat. I heard it's not that fun in top chat. It's more fun in live chat, you know? Anyways, do want to also thank DC for helping me grab this video. I was having some issues with it. And to the individuals that sent me the video. You guys are amazing. Let's run a disclaimer real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, now that the rules are out of the way, let's get this thing going. It's about a 50-minute long video. And yeah, I can only imagine what these people's Thanksgiving was like, what they were eating. And just like Chelsea said, mashed potatoes. I mean, I like mashed potatoes, just not the fuelings. Just not the fuelings, which are like 100-calorie packs. Ugh, no thanks. I'd rather have the real thing. All right, let's go.
A lot to be grateful for.
Hey, Doug.
Because you know what? I look at every season of life as an opportunity to learn. I read a book a few years ago by John C. Maxwell, my friend, your friend.
He's not my friend.
Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. And I've been learning a lot, and it's been incredible. We are transitioning to Optavia Monday night health coach training, so I'll give the back-end team a second to get the live share, streaming, all that good stuff. We have got a packed night. I've been in your head, Terry. That's good. I'm glad I could be in your head. We're all thinking the same. People that are growing are on the same frequency. That is for sure. All right. This is going to be fun tonight. All right. You are in the house because as we head into this season, knowledge is power. Tonight, we are going to be discussing, I added some more topics since I set this up last week because we got a lot to talk about and we're going to get right into it. But knowledge is power, understanding Optavia pricing.
Doug is not talking the whole time, although in a few minutes he's going to claim that he's going to quarterback the call tonight. Doug, are you okay?
Program systems and shipping to best serve our clients. Also, a couple of cruise qualifiers. Woot woot. That's a woot woot. Drop in the chat if you've qualified recently, or if you're about to qualify, or you know somebody who
Chelsea.
qualified. Let's give them a shout out. Let's give them a little bit of love. We're going to hear from a couple, and then also how to get our clients re-engaged and maybe communication going again since last week.
If you're a client of Optavia, I highly want to encourage you to cancel your what do they call it? A preferred customer order or something like that. Highly suggest canceling your order and taking that money that you've been spending on these underqualified coaches, in my opinion, and working with a professional, whether that looks like a registered dietitian and a trainer. Take that money that you're spending on overpriced garbage food, in my opinion, and spend it on working with professionals to understand your relationship with food, hopefully to heal your relationship with food, and just to understand how to fuel your body, whether it's just everyday living, you're somebody that works out. Take that money and actually put that towards somebody that can help you and give you the tools to heal, because this Optavia, when I say this, is not it.
Which could be, how'd you do as coaches? How did you do Thanksgiving on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being perfect, you stuck to your plan. Doesn't matter which plan it was, but you had a plan and you stuck to it. 5, somewhere in between. 1, I just bombed it, but I learned something. I'm here.
10, because I wasn't on a super restrictive Optavia plan. God. By the way, if you are somebody that cooks something special on Thanksgiving, whether you, whatever you cook, what is your favorite thing that you cook on that day? It doesn't have to be the quote unquote traditional things. We had, if you've ever been to Vegas, Capriati's has a sandwich called the Bobby. You can also get a hot Bobby, and it has like stuffing and cranberry and turkey, a little bit of mayo, and you put that on a sub, and that's what we did in our household. It was fantastic. Highly suggest it if you're ever in the Vegas area. I don't know if that restaurant chain is anywhere else, but oh, so good.
Good. I love it. Thank you for the honesty.
Nailed it,
Remember,
Chelsea.
a plan could have been to drink 10 beers and you didn't drink 11. Okay, no, that would be a little over.
I mean,
excess.
fair.
But I'm just saying, we talked this year really big about going in with a plan and winning the day, sticking to the plan. So I love to see those high numbers. Also, I see you, Ricardo. I see you, Melissa, Bonnie. Thank you for the honesty. Great work, Tori.
Bonnie,
We're
get
learning,
out of the cult.
right? You're learning and you're here. That's the biggest thing. Shame is the biggest thing that starts to creep in to a coach, to a person, especially this time of year, the lack of perfection. I want to say one thing.
Fascinating how shame, in my opinion, from the trainings that I have seen and the stories that you guys have told me, specifically around Optavia top leaders, shame seems to be one of their go-to tools to get people back onto plan, as they call it. So I find it interesting that he's talking about this.
Before we head out to our guest speaker, there's going to be a full 60 minutes, so I'm going to get right into it. But I just wanted to share with some of you, the beginning of the year, God told me, Doug, it's time to take more territory. You've been spending a lot of time online. It's time to get actively involved in your community. It's time to get more involved in relationships, local. And I just wanted to share with you.
Is that why you're opening up the gym, Doug and Tia? Because could it be that your check is decreasing and you are looking for other ways to make income because of the sheer amount of people that have left Optavia this year alone? Could that be? I don't know, but I find that interesting. Get involved in the community. And he's opening up a gym. Come on, Doug.
as we round out this year, that each and every one of you and all of us together, we are God's highest form of creation. Do you realize that? He could have made
I forgot to give a content warning for spiritual manipulation. My apologies, but yes, that is definitely something that Doug uses often.
us into like a rabbit or a plant or a cactus, and it would have been some long, dry, desolate summers here in Arizona. But no, he made you. He gave you life. He gave you spirit. And as we head in to literally the best time of the year, sometimes it can feel like the low time of the year. Sometimes the end of November, things can feel daunting. It can even feel like, if you felt like me, like, man, where's all my clients at? Where are they going? Like, are they missing in? Maybe they're in action. I hope they are. Terry will talk about that in a second. They didn't go.
I hope that they're in action getting away from Optavia. That's what I hope. And if so, we applaud that. That's amazing.
Anywhere. And I've seen this every single year. They come right back ×2 and they bring a friend. But right now, sometimes things can be a little bit daunting just because it's like, man, it's that time of year. Things are changing. You're looking forward to the new, but we're still dealing with now. And I just want to challenge you guys. You're in the right place. You're a part of the right community. You've got the right program in your hand, and we're in.
I don't think so. I don't think so. And the reason I say that is because, hey, Karina, the reason I say that is because the 5-in-1, which seems to be their go-to quote unquote program, you're taking in 800 to 1,000 calories a day. You're buying their expensive fuelings. You're taking 5 of those fuelings, which could be anything from a bar to powdered mashed potatoes that you reconstitute. I mean, that just sounds just gross. They're very low calories, and you take 5 of those a day, and then you have a lean and green meal, which is a lean form of protein and vegetables, 1 meal a day. So they like to present this like you're eating 5 or 6 times a day, 6 essentially, and we'll hear that on this call as well. But you're taking in a very small amount of calories for 5 of those meals. They call them meals, but they're like 100 calories. That's not a meal. That's part of a snack, in my opinion, depending on your caloric intake for the day. That's not a meal. So I just find it really interesting that they call that a meal, because it's not.
In this, and we're doing everything together. So with that said, I believe in you. There is strength in numbers, and we're doing this.
And those numbers, they don't lie, do they, Doug? The thousands of Optavia distributors that have left so far this year. Probably a lot from your downline. Strength in numbers? We don't know her in Optavia.
Life together, and it's exciting, and it's an honor to be your host. I have not introduced myself, so my name is Doug. I'll be quarterbacking the rest of this call. With that said, I want to send it right out to the one and only Tom Hamill, because he'll tell you about it in a second. He is kicking fear in the face.
Also, I do want to give a content warning, because they are going to show before and after pictures. And I know that can be very triggering for many people. So just heads up on that. They are going to show pictures. They are going to talk about body size. So I know it kind of goes without saying with Optavia, but I want to make sure that I'm saying it as well.
He stuck to his plan on Thanksgiving. He is doing something absolutely that scares the crap out of him this Saturday, but I've asked him to kick off and tell his story, and to really kick off this Christmas season. So what's up, Tom? I'm tossing it out to you, brother.
Awesome. Well, yeah, I hope everyone had an amazing Thanksgiving.
I think his hoodie said generational millionaire or something like that. Not a fan.
Thanks, Doug, for letting me share tonight briefly. I do want to give a little bit of background to my story. So I'm going to show you kind of where it all started. Literally, this is the month of my health anniversary. I started program November 1st, 2017. And I saw myself on a Jumbotron, which if you could see that screenshot right now, that guy does not belong on a Jumbotron. And I just realized I am not leading myself. I'm not leading myself well. I'm not leading myself accurately, authentically, right? Any of those kinds of things. And so November 1st, 2017, I followed my wife in jumping on the 5-in-1, and I lost 80 pounds.
And how long were you on that 5-in-1? I'm trying to see something. Was it the average in the disclaimer of 12 weeks? Because if you lost 80 pounds in 12 weeks, I would be extremely, extremely concerned. But I notice with this guy, because I have watched part of this, that he doesn't mention how long he was on the 5 and 1. And one thing that we do know for a fact, because of many of you that were a part of Optavia, that you're encouraged to stay on the 5 and 1, and then you get off because it's so restrictive, and then you get back on and you don't see the same results as you did the first time, which is why I think we are seeing some of the extreme things that we are, where they are like hacking the 5 and 1. So instead of eating some of the bars that are fuelings, they'll go to only a powdered version. They will encourage people to drink their EAAs, and because they're taking in those extra little tiny bit of calories, that is justifying them working out on the 5 and 1, and it's extremely dangerous. Extremely dangerous. So, I just wonder how long this guy was on the 5 and 1 to lose 80 pounds, because he sure does leave that out of the story.
Right. Which was amazing. It transformed our lives, because not only was I overweight and not leading myself very well, I was having some significant health issues. Right. So went to the doctor, and she was like,
Also health claims. Content warning for massive health claims.
You're got high blood pressure. You're about to get on some.
Someone isn't muted. Doug, I thought you were quarterbacking this. You didn't mute everybody? Come on.
Medication. You got high cholesterol. You got high bad cholesterol and low good cholesterol. You're about to go on medication. Hey, you're pre-diabetic. You're about to go on medication. I was like, oh, you mean just to get this under control? And she was like, oh no, Mr. Hamill, you are going to be on this for life. And I was like, bet. No, I won't. And so we went on Optavia, and we started, and I lost 80 pounds. It was amazing. And
in how long?
With that loss of 80 pounds, it transformed everything. And here is what I would say that transformation picture. And wow, that guy on the right looks amazing in red. Lady in red. Anyways, my wife was dancing with that guy. But this is skinny fat Tom. Honestly, I got comfortable right here. I was like, I could do this. I've never looked this good before. I've never felt this good before. I never slept this good before. Not only did I not go on medication, but my wife's biggest gratitude was I stopped snoring. So everybody was sleeping better. And I was just living better. But I got super complacent. I got super comfortable. And okay, let me just be real. I went to convention this summer in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, when you start to get comfortable, they encourage you to go to those indoctrination events so that they can, encourage you to do more extreme things, in my opinion. Good Lord. Bipolar plus me, thank you so much. I appreciate this super chat. That's awesome. Thank you. What's up, getting it faced in Colorado? What's going on?
And there was a couple of things that stood out that kind of reawakened me. First and foremost, if I can just call us out on this, and if the boot doesn't fit anymore, then it doesn't fit anymore, whatever. I saw a lot of fat health coaches, I being one of them. I saw a lot of unhealthy health coaches that weren't earning the right to lead. And I was.
What in the world? You saw a lot of fat health coaches? How dare you? My God.
Was like, oh, for like 30 seconds, got a little judgy. I know you don't do that, but I did. And then I was.
All of you do that in Optavia, I feel like. Again, that's just my opinion, but maybe let's not comment on other people's bodies. Maybe let's just not. Maybe let's, instead of, making comments when you see those relatives for the holidays and you're thinking, man, have they lost weight? Have they gained weight? Have they whatever? Maybe just keep that to yourself. Maybe just don't say it. But here you have a whole MLM designed around that. In my opinion, I just think that's so gross.
was like, wait a second, this is a wake up call
Girl, be
for
careful.
me. And then like the whole theme of convention was pursuing ultra health. And we came out with the aminos. There's the aminos and the protein, right? We came out with those kinds of things. And I was like, okay, here we go. It's time to man up. It's time to level up. It's time to stop messing around with the goals and trying to just be skinny, but actually do some audacious things to be what Optavia gave me a vision for myself. Just,
I mean, are you just trying to hit a word count with that sentence? What audacious things, other than extreme food restriction and overpriced snack bars and such, did Optavia teach you? Or have you wanting to do? However he worded that.
for me, right? Of like, oh, this is possible. Guys, when I got on program the first time, that first fat burn, I dropped out of 200 pounds for the first time in my life through the holidays. I know Optavia works. I know the plan works, the structure works, the tools work. And here is the truth. They have given us every tool necessary to succeed. Every tool. Even the ones that are missing are now there. With the aminos, wow, if you have not.
Wait, what? Do you hear yourself? They have given us every tool necessary. Even the ones missing, we now have. What? Protein and EAAs? You can get that anywhere.
Like I have like been baptized by aminos, the muscle recovery, the gym.
I'm sorry, that's not a thing. Baptized by aminos? That's the Stop. Is this guy a pastor? Do you guys get pastor vibes from him? Oh my god. Also, Susan, welcome. So glad that you joined as a member. And if you would like to join the Discord, there should be a link under the community tab. This is for you. You.
Recovery, it's like, I can't get enough. My wife is like, get off the aminos. Anyways, but.
Why? Do they have too many calories? They don't, but I'm just curious.
So Doug came to me right after that and was like, let's do a show. You say you want to level up. You say you want to go to the next level. Let's do a show. And I was like, nope, it's too close to say yes. And a couple of weeks ago, I told somebody, I'm like, now it's too close to say no. I can't back out. So I'm doing a show. But before I get into, I'm going to show you one more picture. And I just want to like put a disclaimer. These pictures have never been shown publicly, ever. This is the first time ever.
You should have stayed that way. And not because of the picture themselves, because of the manipulation that he is using by showing them.
Ever that this has been shown. So I'm going to show them in a second, but I want to just say this last thing because my timer just went off. This journey since August 1st, this journey has not been done with fuelings specifically. It has been on the aminos. It has been on the protein. I've had to alter my diet for how I've pushed my body in the gym and how I've worked.
So it's almost like if you're trying to build muscle, Optavia 5-in-1, or dare I say any of their plans, would not be ideal. Is that what you're telling us? Because if so, I love that because accurate. Yeah, you're going to need way more calories than the 5-in-1 and way more protein, I'd venture to say. Also, you can get protein powder anywhere. You can get EAAs anywhere if you are wanting to drink them. You can get that anywhere.
Out, and so I had to make sure that I've had to give myself the right amount of protein, the right amount of nutrients, and all that kind of stuff, right? But let me just tell you this. I am at the place I am now fully 100% off the systems and the tools of Optavia. I've been eating 6 times a day, just like 5-in-1 gives us structure to. I have a coach I have a community. We've pursued this show for community and doing it together. And you want to talk about nerding out on protein muscle synthesis and understanding the quality of calories versus the quantity of calories and the habits of health. I have gotten to where I'm at today, right now, the best shape of my life at 44 years old off the tools that Optavia provides. And so with
I don't think that this is the testimony that he was hoping it would be. He's basically saying it's not the 5 and 1, even though at the beginning of this, he said he lost 80 pounds on the 5 and 1. It's because he's eating more often. He's eating, as he says, 6 times a day. He's taking in more protein. He's probably taking in more calories, which is the opposite. And as far as the habits of health, yeah, I got the book right here. So interesting.
that, I'm going to show you one more picture and then just tell you some of the results that actually blow my mind. If I wasn't the guy standing on the scale, I wouldn't believe that it was me doing that. Look at that. Shirtless Tom, first time publicly. I can't believe I'm showing that whatsoever. Oh, I don't know if Dougwood loves me or hates me that makes me do this kind of stuff and step out of my comfort zone. But I wrote this down. Since August 1st, I've lost 25 pounds of fat. I've gained over 10 pounds of muscle. I dropped 12.2% body fat. I went from 18% body fat to 6% body fat.
And none of it was from the 5 and 1. So if you want to put on muscle, eat more calories, eat more protein, and work with professionals that are not Optavia coaches, in my opinion.
This picture's old now, actually. It's 2 weeks old. Because I didn't take one today. I just got off of a trip. So it's already outdated just from the results. And Saturday, we're going to maybe stream it online. And I'm sure my wife will be posting pictures of tan painted Tom walking a stage. But here's the thing. I just decided I got serious and I was like, no obstacle is going to stand in these goals' way. No excuse, no reason, no, well, what?
Oh, his timer was to eat. That just clicked.
What if and that. And so Thanksgiving, while everybody was eating their turkey and their stuffing, Tom's unpacking his pre-protein packed meals going, I can't deviate. I'm driven. I'm obsessed. And
I mean, that's cool because of his goals. He was training for a show. It sounds like some sort of a bodybuilding show or a fitness show. That's cool, but that's not everybody's goals. And to use that extreme-ish version, trying to shame people if they chose to eat, turkey and stuffing and everything, that doesn't even make any sense. And then for him to say, yeah, this is what I'm eating. It's not the 5 and 1, but I'm going to give my testimony on the 5 and 1. I lost 80 pounds. It just doesn't. Do they hear themselves?
And honestly, I can't tell you, as much as it's been an inconvenience, it has spoken to my family, right? The people that are closest who've been inconvenient are like proud. The picture that I just showed you guys earlier, Jamie, my wife, just said, I don't even remember you that way. I don't even recognize that guy. You're such a different person. Here's what I want to just challenge all of us with. Can we earn the right to lead? Can we earn the right to coach? You don't have to get to 6.
And how do you earn the right to coach in Optavia? By the size of your waist? By the number on the scale? I'd love to know more. And maybe he'll elaborate, but wild.
6% body fat. I'm at freaking 6% body fat. I can't even believe Fat Tommy is even able to say that, right? I've had to overcome a lot in my head, overcome a lot of insecurities, and they're still working on that stuff, right? But
and that should be, in my opinion, worked through with a therapist. I think that would be really important and beneficial. I think therapy is beneficial for all kinds of things that we have trouble working through. This company is such a problem. The emphasis of these people on the size of their waist, the size of their body in general, the number on the scale, how small they can get, and then you add in the fact that these leaders use that and have all these phrases to manipulate people into whether it's to get back on the 5 and 1 or back into working working their coaching quote unquote business, like, come on.
It's possible. If I can do it, anybody can do this. Anybody can do this. We have the tools. It works. And has my business grown? I can tell you this. My influence has grown. My conversations have grown. The rooms have grown because people see me living out loud and they're like, I want to do what you're doing. I need what you have. I need to show up for my family. I need to show up for my future wife or current wife. I need to show up this way. And all I did was take the tools that this program gives me and started freaking doing them. Right? Sorry. I'm at 6%, y'all. I'm a little hyped about that. Okay. Anyways, Doug, thanks for pushing me. And thank you, Optavia, for giving us the tools to succeed. We have everything that we need. It's been amazing. I hope that's what you wanted me to share. Thanks for letting me share.
Awesome.
If there's something else you can ask.
I wasn't planning you
Hey,
in the
DC,
audience.
what's up?
You're living it, man. And you're proof that there's life after the 5-1, and there's so much fun after the 5-1, and there's so much food.
There's life after the 5-1, but why do the Optavia coaches push so hard for people to get on the 5-1 and then they cycle on and off of it? They stay on longer than what they say in their own disclaimer, which is 12 weeks. Ridiculous.
Good food to eat and enjoy, guiltless after the 5-1. And so I know there's a lot of us on here as we head into the holidays. This is the exact time last year that T and I made the decision, and we both eliminated 30 pounds and kept it off this year.
Oh, when you were allegedly working with a bodybuilding coach? Was that disclosed to your people or no? Interesting, Doug. Interesting.
The thing. We've kept it off since April, and we're also competing again on Sunday in Dallas, Texas. But Tom, thank you. There's life after the 5-1. So I challenge all of us coaches, think about it right now. You don't have to start it today, but be thinking, I started mine January 1st last year, but I didn't make the decision until Thanksgiving. So it took me 5 weeks to kind of get my mind, because I knew that I needed to do something that scared me. So I want to head out. Terry Gerard. Terry, I know that you've got some tips and some tools really for a lot of people that have went quiet this weekend, because this weekend can be a great weekend for the people who won the weekend, and then others that feel like, man, it didn't go as planned. What do we do, first of all, with ourselves, but also what do we do with our clients that have went a little quiet since maybe sometime last week? So Terry,
if you're one of those clients, get away from these people, block them, cancel the order, get away from Optavia. Don't respond to messages, text messages, just get away from them. Get away from these Optavia coaches.
I'll toss it to you.
Yeah, awesome. You know what our clients need right now? They need a coach in their corner. They need a coach in their corner. I mean, how many of you ever get Doug in your ear, right?
Is that a bobblehead Doug that she's holding on her shoulder? Is that what that is?
Doug, here you are. Okay, so we need to be the coach in the corner, guys. This is so important. So Thanksgiving, let's just talk about Thanksgiving. Let's not glaze over it. Some clients won.
It was great. Thanksgiving was amazing. Whether you celebrated it or not, it was amazing. Whatever you chose to eat or not eat or whatever, incredible.
And some did not. Okay, but let's not blow past.
I feel like I need a bobblehead Doug. I feel like I need that, like, my shelves back here.
The opportunity to help them win or learn. That's what I'm talking about with the coach in your corner. You get to win or learn. That's what I've been talking about with my clients all day. Did you win or did you learn? Because both are really important. So this week, I want to challenge you to spend some time on your client support talking about Thanksgiving. Don't skip the opportunity. Ask them what went well. Help them identify a win. If the win is they didn't eat leftovers the whole weekend and they just ate the one day, help them recognize that win. They need to have a.
Why is eating the leftovers all weekend a terrible thing? If it's food that you paid to and prepared, why would you not eat that? One of the problems that I have with this company is that they villainize food in a sense. They assign a moral value to food. There's no good or bad food. It's food. And I think that what she just said is a perfect example of it. You know, you spent this money if you cooked, which, by the way, turkey is a very lean source of protein. So you would think that they'd be like, eat the turkey, not the other stuff, because that's what I would expect from them. But they're villainizing all of it. I don't understand.
Win. So, make sure that you help them
Seriously.
celebrate the win.
Listen, I am a leftover stan. In fact, I make dinner and I make 5 servings of dinner, thanks to Krista Poole, the Stay Fit mom. I'm not affiliated. I don't benefit by sharing that information with you guys. She's just amazing. And I have leftovers for lunch the next day, which is incredible. And for those of you that are new to my channel, I'm actually in a calorie deficit right now. We're getting ready to end it. I've dropped over 14 pounds since September 5th by working with a professional, by eating high protein, by monitoring my calories and tracking and doing it in a healthy way while working out 4 to 5 times a week. It's been a slow progression. I highly suggest it. Shout out to my trainer, Susan, who I had a call with earlier today. She's incredible. If you need a trainer, I may know somebody. I do, and she's amazing.
Find something, but revisit what plan they had planned to take versus what happened. And you know what? I did this today. I had 2 client block times today, and a lot of people won. A lot of people did their plan, but I did have one client who said she hadn't picked up the phone the last couple of weeks. She goes, you know what? I don't know why, but I was embarrassed. She said that to me. I said, girl,
she was embarrassed because of the shame that these people use in this company.
Lost 80 pounds. Don't you think everything you've ever done, I've done? Come on. You don't need to be embarrassed with me. Everything you've done, I've done. I'm going to relate to you. So we want to be relatable. We want to take that moment and tell them, I've been there. I understand. I'm not perfect either. So take the moment to really be relatable. But now, right now, this week is the time to help them navigate Christmas. This is so important, guys, because if we don't take the opportunity now, we're going to miss it. So let's talk right now, because they're thinking about what just happened, whether there's regret or whether they rocked it. If they maybe they made a choice and they didn't, they could have no guilt, but they might have regret. They might say, I made that choice, but I kind of felt, ugh. Then I'm going to say, hey, you want to bump it up one plan for Christmas? Let's go ahead and make a plan now. It's fresh on their minds. So I want to take the opportunity to do that.
What does that mean, bump it up a plan? Does that mean take in more calories and replace some of those calories with actual food versus fuelings? I don't know. But I mean, if you're going to replace more calories with actual food, just drop the Optavia fuelings and the company itself altogether and just eat real food.
To help them win by setting them up well for Christmas and helping them understand what hindsight learning is. Do you know what hindsight learning is? It's looking back and saying what went well, what didn't go well, what do I wish I would have done? How did I feel afterwards? That's so important to ask. How did you feel? Can I do it better in a few weeks? How about we bump up just a little bit? Okay. Here's the next thing I'm asking my clients. Can you go hardcore between now and Christmas? Let's go hardcore.
Why do we need to go hardcore? Anything hardcore makes me think, oh, you are doing something really extreme, whether that's calorie restricting, over exercising. That makes me think not sustainable. That's like a red flag for me. Why not go hardcore? You don't need to go hardcore. In fact, I'd venture to say, just in my opinion, that if you make small changes, if you incorporate moving your body in the best way that you can, and choosing higher protein foods anyways, I'm getting way too specific. You don't have to be extreme. And especially if you want sustainable changes, you should do them slowly instead of these types of things. This drastic weight loss is insane to me. and in my opinion, not healthy.
You know what I told some clients today? I'll do 5-in-1 with you. I've already transitioned. I don't need to be on 5-in-1. I don't need to.
Then why are you going on 5-in-1 unless it's just to make a buck? Hey, if you do the 5-in-1, if you grab this, pack or whatever from my website and start the 5-in-1, I'll do it with you. Now, I don't need to do it, but if you are going to buy it, I'll do it with you. That speaks volumes right there.
Lose any weight, but I'll do it with you.
It's not a
And
compliment.
actually, I'm already doing it with my husband and my son because
But you just said that you don't need to do it, that you were at essentially your goal weight, but now you're doing it with your husband. But you're telling your clients, I don't need to lose any weight. I'm at my goal weight. I'm at maintenance or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? Like, the manipulation in what she is saying here is really gross.
they're doing a little challenge. And that's the other thing. Ask them, do you need a challenge right now? Maybe they need a challenge. So let me share with you what my husband and son are doing, Dan and Eric. They both want to lose 20 pounds to get to their ultimate goal. So we started out the day after I don't know why the Zoom is doing this for me, but anyway. Okay. So they started out, we put $20 each in a jar. I participated because I said I would do it with them just to get everybody rolling and to get all the stuff that I'm eating and trans.
Yes. A little pay to play. Ugh. Gross. Also, how old's your son? Your son is on the 5-in-1? Ooh, I don't like that.
Transition out of the house. I said, okay, we'll get rid of that. And so we put $20 each in a jar. Every Friday, we're going to weigh. If anyone's weight goes up 0.1 or above, we've got to put another $20 in.
0.1. Your weight naturally fluctuates. It's going to be different. If you were, I don't feel like you should be weighing every day, but it's going to fluctuate. 0.1, if it goes up even 0.1. And these are things that she's teaching her son. Granted, I don't know how old her son is, but she's teaching her child these habits. They call them habits of health. I don't think they're habits of health. I think it's habits of disordered eating habits. I said habits twice. It's fine.
In the jar. Whoever hits the 20 pounds first, I don't need to lose 20 pounds. I'm not going to do this whole challenge. I'm just jumping in at the beginning, gets the pot. So let's do something fun. Help your clients to recognize maybe they need a challenge and help them understand hindsight learning is you get to win or you get to learn. But the learning is just as important because it will help them win the long game. So that's what I've got.
And what are they learning? By putting in $20 and seeing who can lose 20 pounds the fastest, what exactly are they learning? How to lose weight in an extreme and unhealthy way. So bravo to you for teaching your child that. That's embarrassing.
You on that. But listen, guys, I think this is a great time to talk about and just really celebrate someone who earned the cruise. So this is a great time, I think, to take it out to TJ and Jenny and let them share with you about just earning the cruise recently. So you guys take it away.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Thank you so much. We are so excited to be on. Thank you guys for having us. First of all, we were in shock.
Yeah, we're still in shock, actually, because we did not expect to earn the cruise.
No.
When the cruise first came out, we're like, okay, we can do this. We know we can do this. And then things kind of changed in our family. We had to, we've been out of our normal environment. We've been helping some family out after a surgery.
Months, yeah.
So for almost the last 3 months straight, we've been out of our house, living with my father-in-law on the other coast of Florida.
Helping take care of my special needs sister. My stepmom's recovering from surgery, just completely out of our element.
So that made it very difficult to do some of the things that we had grown accustomed to doing that got us to ED and where we needed to be to start qualifying.
Right.
But we said, hey, while we're here, we know things are going to be different. This is just a season, but let's really, really focus on client support and taking care of the clients we have. We may not be able to do as much business building as we would like, but let's take care of the people that we've already got and do well by them. And I can tell you that just by doing that, we got more referrals than we had ever had previously. We built relationships with people. And then when we got the message the other day from Terry that we had qualified for the cruise, we're like, what? No, we didn't. We had kind of almost given up on that. We're like, we're just going to take care of our people. Yeah.
And I'm screaming, and I'm losing my mind. And, my husband's like, until we're there, I don't know, let's, so we're like confirming, and it's just very fun. So for us, it has definitely been what has got us here is our client support, 100%. Loving on the people that we've had. And just, again, like Doug mentioned, Terry mentioned, some people go missing, but if you're continuously reaching out to them and just showing you love them, not about program, just other things, like they're going to come back because they know that you care.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So stay in contact with people and nurture those transactional relationships so that people don't tell you no and feel pressured to come back and get back on the 5-1. Gross. That's disgusting.
So that's what we've really been focused on. And we cannot wait to see everybody and hug everybody. So thank you so much for having us, Doug. Back to you.
You're welcome, TJ. I love TJ and Jenny because you guys are like a product of the system. Remember, like a month before Level Up, you're like, I don't know, is this Optavia thing real? I'm excited, but it's kind of cool. I'm like, just get out to Level Up. You'll see.
Yeah, and this is what happens when people are questioning. This is a perfect example. This is exactly what happens when people are questioning whether they are questioning part of being in a commercial cult or being in a, dare I say, traditional cult. When they are starting to question if they're in the right place, should I be doing this? This feels kind of weird. I'm having some doubts. That is why people like Doug, people in multi-level marketing that are making money off of their downline, suggest that they get to the next event. They use those events for indoctrination. They hype people up, they love on them. They, a lot of times, I know from the Prove It events and the Tony Robbins events that I have been a part of, you're not getting a lot of sleep. You're jumping around a lot, and it's deceiving. It's deceiving. And so they use those as a tool, which is why Eric Worre says, get 100 people to these events, get these people to these events, and your paycheck will increase. He words it a little bit different than that, but there's a reason that these people push these events, that people that are already not making money specifically in multi-level marketing they're being pushed to go to these events so that they can re-indoctrinate them. Like, oh, remember you were excited about this when you first joined. The belief in yourself, belief in the company, belief in the products that we offer. They're a tool used to manipulate people, and the people are paying to get there. They're pouring, if you will, from an empty cup financially, over 99% of them, and they're paying to get to these events so that they are re-hyped about the company so that upline can make money off of it. It's sick. It's absolutely sick.
See the love, you'll feel it. It's a spirit. Optavia is not something you do, it's something you are.
No.
And you came out to Level Up, and man, your whole world's changed ever since. So it's exciting having you guys part of the family, and excited to go to Jamaica with you. I also want to head out to another qualifier, Mr. Ram Crespo. Congratulations on qualifying, Ram. How did you qualify, man? Tell us one tip or one key thing that got you to qualify for the cruise.
All right. Well, how's everybody doing? Ram Crespo here, going cruising. So very excited for that.
I remember him from another video that I did.
Me and my wife are very, very excited to be doing that in April and meeting up with the rest of you guys. And, we were kind of worried about a cruise because we love cruising, but what happens at cruises, you're eating, they have all that great food free all the time, and you're just eating all the time. So I'm glad that we're going to be going with some Optavians and getting healthy and
Optavians? What? Listen, if you're going on a cruise and you have a relationship with food or a lack of relationship with food, like I feel, just my opinion here, that these people have with food, what a horrible cruise they must have. Imagine packing for the cruise. Now, people get creative with how to bring alcohol and stuff like that. The food is absolutely a big part of being on a cruise. And if you have such a mistrust of yourself when it comes to food and you have such a terrible relationship with food, you're categorizing it as good or bad, why are you going on a cruise? That makes no sense. It's fun to have all different kinds of food. It doesn't mean that you have to, like, overeat. You know what I'm saying? But, like, have y'all been on a cruise before? Let me know in the comments. The food is really fun to try different things, and imagine their suitcases. This right here. Imagine their suitcases full of dehydrated misery soup, right? "Oh, sorry, you guys are gonna go and eat and have pasta or whatever. I can't. I'm just gonna have my reconstituted mashed potatoes in my room," or whatever. "Can I just get some hot water for my reconstituted 100-calorie pack?" Gross. And this is a company incentive? What?
Making good choices while we're also having fun in our cruise. So some of the things that I did to get us to that point was being intentional and living out loud, as many boot camps will say, your coaches will say, your mentor group will say, but really living out loud and posting daily, reaching out to possible clients and referrals. And I understand the fear of posting too much in the beginning. I only
That would be
posted like
fun.
maybe once or twice a week. My clients list did not grow until I started living boldly
I love
and out
this.
loud. Many
Oops,
clients
this.
reached out after watching my journey for a period of time and finally saying, yes, I want to get involved, all because of what I posted on my own health journey. So keep, checking back weekly.
Can you guys imagine being on that cruise and seeing Doug and Tia and them giving you the side eye because you're having pasta? Wish they would.
The ones that have interests, the ones that you've done health assessments with, that didn't sign up right away, but just keep checking back on them, seeing how their health journey is going, if they even got on one, and just keep posting. Actually leaning on your mentorship team and doing those.
I don't know why I pictured this. I pictured like a fountain of fuelings. Like, here's the whatever restaurant, and it's like a fountain of feelings. Sounds terrible. Sounds absolutely horrible. Sounds like a nightmare.
Monthly MAP meetings that helped me take my posting to the next level. Getting on the coaching boot camps, and they're energizing. They bring new ideas and strategies to your toolbox.
And that's on indoctrination. Also, what new strategies? Because I've covered a lot of Optavia training calls, just like this is supposed to be, and I'm still waiting for those new strategies. It seems to be a lot of motivational mumbo jumbo, a lot of people telling their personal stories, and to me, it just feels like they're begging people to continue to stay being a part of Optavia, or if they're a coach that hasn't been on a call in a while and they get back on, they're like, "Hey, get back on the 5-and-1, do this with your clients." I have not seen what I would consider training from an Optavia coach ever. As many Optavia calls as I have covered. Maybe they're out there. I don't know, but I haven't seen it.
Reaching out to the ones that comment, or ask about the program, and then messaging the ones that like, your post. Saying stuff like, thank you for liking my post about my health journey, support.
Wow, I've never heard that before. How many of you, if you were a part of an MLM or there was somebody that was trying to recruit you or sell you an MLM product that you followed on social media, how many of you have ever maybe watched one of their stories only for it to be followed up with, "Hey, thanks so much for watching my story. I appreciate you so much. And were you just, supporting, or are you interested in whatever the product is?" Because I bet it's a lot of you. This is nothing new. It is 2023, about to be 2024, and they are sharing ideas from like 2017. So where's the strategies? Because that ain't it.
From people like you is what keeps me going. And if you know anyone that's looking to get healthy, please send them my way. So I love helping others reach their goals. And that has, gotten me additional.
Susan has entered the chat. Susan says they'd better have several medics on that boat. They're going to no doubt have a lot of workout classes and something is bound to go wrong. Yep.
Clients, because some people, they might not want it for them right now, but they might have a friend or a family member that's looking to get healthy. And because they've been following my post and looking at my story, they're going to reach out and say, hey, I know a guy that can get you to where you're wanting to get. And I post on a lot of social media out there. Facebook, of course, is the best, but you have Instagram, X, formerly Twitter, whatever you want to call it, LinkedIn. Surprisingly, in LinkedIn, I've gotten some clients on LinkedIn because I have my, people that I follow on there for my career, and they're wanting to know what I'm doing as well. Threads, Nextdoor, community pages, Health and Hope, and my mentorship.
Nextdoor is not really a fan of MLMs, though. So
teams knows that me and my wife do our Latin nights every week, and we'll invite people in the community, whether it's in our group, whether they're coaches or clients or just friends out there, and we'll start having those conversations and building those relationships. And that just brings a bigger amount of possible clientele to your plate. We've also started doing some 30-day challenges, and I love that. One of my mentors, Troy and Cash, they've done a couple of 30-day challenges, and I kind of went forward with that. I followed some of those 30-day challenges that they were doing with the active line, and then I started my own because I loved them, and it kept me accountable and helping others. And I'm just posting that up there. Hey, I'm doing a 30-day challenge, whether you're my client or not. If you want to get on. And we've gotten some people that are not clients and getting into that.
what kind of challenge? What kind of challenges are you doing for 30 days? I would love some specifics around that, because I would venture to say that they're probably something that they're using kind of like a curiosity post. The curiosity posts are things that you'll see that are meant to have you asking questions. So if you see it from an MLMer, they will typically share some sort of a very vulnerable story. This is where you're going to see health claims, medical claims, income claims, those types of things. Maybe they'll show a before and after picture, and then they'll say, if you can relate to anything that I'm saying, drop the word blah, blah, blah in the comments, and I'll message you. And then they send you to some sort of a tool, a video, or something like that. And that's how that works. So I would venture to say that he probably is using these 30-day challenges, whether it's something like drinking more water, getting more steps in, something along those lines, as a way to get people into the group to be able to prospect them. They're not typically upfront from what I've seen and from what I used to participate in. We didn't do 30-day challenges. We would do like 7-day or 14 days, something like that. 21 day, I think, was the longest that I think we ever did when I was a part of Prove It. And so they use it as a way to get people into the group, because then they're going to share the products and those types of things, but they're not upfront about that. It's a very bait and switch kind of tactic. I don't think it's very ethical. And so anyways, I'd love to see more information on what this guy is doing for 30-day challenges.
30-day challenge and getting held accountable. And then they start asking questions. What else can I do? So one thing, and I'll post this on the coach's page.
That part.
But one thing that I've done is I've been intentional on what I post every single day. And I try to post at least 3 things every single day. And Monday.
Well, I've never heard that before. Do you do a recipe, something, like a motivational quote, and then something that has to do with Optavia every single day? Because I've never heard that before.
I do an LNG recipe. I'll do a quote, and then I'll do a transformation, whether it's mine or somebody else's. Tuesdays.
I would just like to say that I have not watched to this part. So the fact that I knew that before even watching this, as I'm surprised reacting to this. Yeah, never heard that before.
I do an inspirational post, another transformation, and a Tuesday healthy tip. Wednesday, I'll call it a Wednesday weight loss transformation. I do another quote, and then I'll get on there live or some kind of video that I've done for myself. Thursdays, I'll do a self-post about my progress, non-scale victories, and another transformation. Friday, I'm doing the usual. A lot of people do face-to-face Fridays because that's the real deal. You cannot lie on what happens on the camera. And then I do another live and then an active post.
You can't lie with what happens on the camera. Sir, Adobe Photoshop would like a word.
And Saturdays, I have a YouTube page. It's called Over the Hill Fitness. So those of y'all that want to follow that, it's just for support for me. It holds me accountable.
And who are you to be offering fitness advice for people over 40? Leave my people alone, okay? Leave them alone.
But if you want to join on that, that's great. I'd love to support anybody that's on program or looking to get healthy. And then
I thought you said it was for you. I thought you said it was for accountability for you. And now you want to support other people with your fitness tips that, by the way, are you even qualified to be giving any fitness tips? Because I bet you aren't. And being an Optavia coach does not make you qualified for that. That's not how that works.
Sunday, we're doing reels and other transformations, but it's just getting out there and living out loud and living boldly and leaning on your coaches and your mentorship group and just getting ideas and following other Optavian coaches out there and getting ideas and stealing and borrowing.
Did he say Optavian? Never have I ever, prior to this call, heard that phrase. I don't know if he said Optavian or if it was Optavia coach, but it sounded like Optavian coach. No, thank you.
And begging and just getting out there and just helping other people. So thanks, guys.
Rom, congratulations, man. I was getting ready to say the word. I kept thinking as you were talking, man, this guy's intentional. And then you're like, and the one thing I really do is I get really intentional with my posts Monday through Friday. And I love that. And Dean shared that a couple of weeks ago. He's very intentional about what he does. And something else that you confirmed what I've been hearing out there is LinkedIn is heating up. LinkedIn is heating up. I've been hearing all kinds of buzzing from different industries that with the
From different industries? You mean other MLM companies? Oh my God. The professionals on LinkedIn are not having it. I can feel y'all typing and wanting to riot. I can feel it.
algorithm change in Instagram and Facebook, LinkedIn is like buzzing and hopping. So anyway, whoever's innovating there, we're gonna have to have you on to share the news, share the good news. So speaking of good news, we're gonna actually pump the brakes here. I'm gonna move. You didn't even know what I was gonna have speaking on next, but we're gonna head out to Megan Cody.
Plot twist, Doug probably didn't either, in my opinion.
She's gonna go through a lot of updates to make sure you're really knowledgeable. What's happening right now is we're like at a flat line, coming into a flat line.
The ship is going down. You're trying to, make it sound less like the ship is going down, but Doug, the ship is going down, and we all know it. We all know it. It's very apparent.
At the end of the year, where things take a little bit of a break, things might feel a little calm, a little more quiet before what's going to happen is a big surge of client acquisition. If you've been like Rom, if you've been like Dean, if you've been like TJ and Jenny, and you've been consistent at all in the last 3 weeks to 3 months, there's a lot of people that are making health and purchasing decisions right now. They just haven't told you and given you their yes yet, but they're coming. And it's important to have confidence in sharing the program, understanding even the shipping changes and the EAAs. Okay, are they $7 for 2 items, or are they not that anymore? Just, what's the advantages of Premier? Some simple things so you can get in habit and rhythm to really have an effective December, but an extra effective week after Christmas. And as we launch into really what's going to be a very, very exciting January. So Mr. John Buckner was going to go through some bonuses and some compensation.
I would really love for them to compare this upcoming January to January 2023. I'd love to see the number of distributors, the number of customers, the number of recurring orders, in comparison to the amount that these coaches are ordering or under a family member that it's looking like a customer. I would love to see all of that compared. Wouldn't that be fascinating? Oh man, that would be great.
Stuff. I'm going to move him till next week. Megan's going to take her time and really take you through some things, and then we'll stay on at the end for a little Q&A just to make sure that everyone is clear on our systems and
Let's
our
do this,
structures
Megan.
to acquire and support clients, and make sure everyone's getting the best savings, because there's some great savings out there. So the one and only, all the way out in Indiana, Miss Megan Cody, I'm going to toss it over to you for the next 20 minutes.
Awesome. Thank you, Doug. Hey guys, how are you doing tonight? It's the holiday
I love your
season.
lipstick.
I'm like taking every excuse. I have a personal goal. Some of you got like fitness goals. I have a personal goal to wear this sweater like every week this next month. I got fitness goals too. But so I am excited for this holiday season. I really appreciate, Terry, what you covered. That was really great because our clients do need extra love in this season. Doug, it's funny you mentioned confusion, because what I wanted to start off with, and let me just say too,
Very
my
interesting.
East Coasters, I just was up walking while I listened to Terry and the cruise owners. So if you need to move your body, we create our own energy. Okay, come on. But what I want to start with is that confusion kills confidence. Confusion kills confidence. But when you are confident, you feel
Confusion kills confidence, says somebody in a multi-level marketing company that uses confusion and chaos to keep people involved. Just let that sink in for a second. That's wild.
certain of your offer. And I know we've had some new things the last 6 months pop up in Optavia, and they're exciting, they're great. But I also have been told that that has led to some confusion about details. And so I want to help you tonight. The whole point of this is if you're maybe not so much a details person, it's funny because I'm actually not naturally a details person. I have learned the skill to become a details person because I've had a strong enough why of goals in this business. So I've gone, I can learn how to be a free spirit who knows how to absorb details and process them. Okay. So, but when you're confident, you feel certain of your offer. And that's what I want to offer you tonight, is helping you just feel a little bit more sure of your offer. So as you're looking at these details, if you're like, oh, any point I'm glazing over, stick with me. Because my goal, I texted Doug and I said, and hang with me as I get this slide up. I said to Doug, really, by the end of this night, whoever listens to this, they are no longer going to be confused about price. They are no longer going to be confused about which plan is for which person. They just need to grab some screenshots and they're going to feel so much better about this. So here's my screen.
This is the first time, and again, as many calls as I have and trainings, if you will, I'm using that term very loosely here, like I always do, that Optavia or distributors in Optavia have done. I've never seen them talk about other plans. So this is going to be very interesting to see. I don't know if Susan is still on here because, she has a life. I get it. We all do. But I would definitely love to see what her thoughts are on this.
We good? Great. Doug was teasing me. I asked him to make sure he made me a co-host. He's like, do you know how to screen share? I'm like, yeah, yes, bro. Okay, so here's what we need to go over. We're going to go into the plans. And if you feel great about them, awesome. If you feel like you need a
Oh, they're going to introduce new client acquisition discounts. Now, I wonder if they're discounting things for new clients because they need it. Like they're in dire, urgent need of new clients, new customers. Yeah.
a little bit of fine tuning, grab some screenshots tonight. If you don't have these screenshots, I suggest that you have them, because I don't know about you, but I can't remember everything. So this helps me have
Each plan, the 5-in-1, the 5-in-1 active, which just includes, if I remember correctly, the protein shake and the EAAs that they are using to justify working out on the 5-in-1. Which what? The 4-in-2 active, the 3-in-3 active. They're just trying to upsell people on their EAAs, which in my opinion are not necessary, but do your own research on that. Okay. And the protein shakes. And again, you can get protein powder anywhere, literally anywhere. I just ordered some from Bulk Supplements this morning, 33 servings for like $38. You don't have to get it from these MLM companies. It's not that great. They will have a $1 discount that reflects 1 week free in quotation marks, or around 23% off. We are simplifying the experience by removing the current 5 free and $121.25 off offers. Who wrote this?
Confidence when I am presenting. But with the launch of our new active plans and products, there's the new client acquisition discount. What does that mean? Essentially, we get a week free. You're like, yeah, we've done that for a while. So what do we do now? How do we explain this to people? Because before we were mostly signing up clients with 5-in-1, and we still, I would say 95%.
Say what? The majority of the clients are on the 5-in-1. How many of them reorder 5-in-1 over and over and over again? When I say that, I mean the fuelings used to support the 5-in-1. I bet it's a lot. That's not a compliment. When I say that, I mean they are cycling, in my opinion, customers on and off the 5-in-1. So I love that she just said that. I'm interested to see what she says. I feel like I paused it a little too early, but I'm interested to see what she says about this 95% thing that she's saying like right now.
Of clients are 5-in-1 or 5-in-1 active, but there's these different
95% of clients are 5-in-1 or 5-in-1 active. That should speak volumes. Oh, but we encourage healthy habits, right? Oh, but we encourage, getting into maintenance. This statistic that she just shared is exactly what we have all been talking about. It is exactly why people cycle on and off, to include the coaches of the 5-in-1.
plans and the different costs, and it can get confusing. So here's what I want to encourage you to do. You can let people know you get a week free, because that's going to almost always apply. Oops, we skipped ahead. And I want you to take a screenshot of this.
I'll just pause that so that we can take a second and look at this. I know this probably would be kind of small depending on how you're watching this. Let's see. The optimal weight 5-in-1 plan on the far left is 22 fuelings, $13.21 per day. So they're just using this as a way to say, listen, it's only $13 a day. This does not include any lean and green meals, any of the lean protein, the vegetables. So they're saying it's only $13.21 a day, but you still have to, depending on how many lean and greens you are eating in a day, you still have to grocery shop. Also, if you're a family, it's more than just you that you live with and provide groceries for, you're still going to have to order groceries. So the fact they're like, oh, listen, it's only $13.21 a day for 22 fuelings. Listen, it's not that big of a deal. It is with the cost of groceries. It is when you have a family. Just for people in general, this is wild to me. The discount is $115. The net price, $396.50. That does not include anything you need for the lean and green meals. This is wild. I'm not going to go through all of this. Let's see what she says about it. But it goes, the 5-in-1 active is actually more because you have the EAAs. So I don't know if the protein is included in that. So it's $14.72 a day or $441.45 net price. That's after the discount. Otherwise, it would be whatever that math is. That's crazy.
Next time you are sharing, and I will show you how to know which plan is for your client and which questions to ask. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to the how do I decide which plan is for them. But first, I want you to feel so confident when you are offering the program, whichever program is a fit for them. I want you to feel so confident about it. And you know what erodes?
Feel confident about it when you're asking people to spend anywhere from $375.10 before shipping and tax, of course, to $441.45. Be confident in asking people that. Yeah, gross.
Confidence when you go, I'm not sure about the cost. I can't, I think that's like $100 off or $130 or $120 because they're all different, right? You don't have to have this memorized. I mean, if you're that good and slick, awesome. I'm not that slick.
Slick, you say? That's quite the choice of word. Being in an MLM. Quite the choice.
I'm presenting right now. I can't. Ask Daddy. Love you. Oh, I love you too. Good night. I'm not that slick. So what I need to do is I have this screenshot on my phone where I can pull it up. So we know, could you guys look over to the left again? If numbers make you glaze over, take some steps, get up. Because, hey, I want you to hang with me. Most of our people are going to be doing 5-in-1 or 5-in-1 active. When I'm talking to clients right now, if they're over the age of 30, I am recommending 5-in-1 active for them because they need to preserve their muscle mass.
They need to preserve their muscle mass when they're taking in 800 to 1,000 calories a day. That is probably one of the boldest things I have heard come from an Optavia rep. Preserving muscle mass when you're not even giving your body the amount of calories that it needs in order to just run all of its operating systems. And you're going to say it's preserving muscle mass? For real? Wow.
That's just what I'm choosing to do. I really believe in the EAAs,
Right.
but I'm going to talk with them and tell them, okay, cool.
You think EAAs are going to preserve the muscle mass? Is that how you are upselling this? I'm sorry. I'll take real food over EAAs any day of the freaking week. I would rather eat real food than any of these Optavia fuelings. I would rather have actual meals than their 100-calorie packs that probably taste like garbage anyways, in my opinion. Real food any day of the week. Oh,
So for example, you're choosing to do 5-in-1 active. Let me look at this. That's about $14 per day. Your total price, so if they told you that they are a reader, they need the habits of health, is $4.91. If they're not much for a reader, you could start them without the books for $4.41. And by the way, your discount is $130. And just copy paste. You can do that for any one of those. So there should no longer be confusion about what's the discount, how do I know what the best deal is for my client? You guys can grab this, and I hope that makes it so much easier for you. Okay, we're gonna go
none of those are a good deal for their customers. Next slide. Thank you.
back because my slides got moved. When you're signing up your clients, one thing I want you to know is that if you are signing someone up for, let's say they're buying active for themselves and they're already a client, or they're purchasing active for the first time, there's been a little bit of confusion around that too, of like, hey, how much do they get off? When do they get that? I mean, I've gotten so many texts. It's like, I just put this active EAAs in my sister's cart, and it's like, what is it, like $30 for shipping or something if you don't have the right amount. So here's what I need you to know about that. When you have 2 active products,
I love this example. Oh, Fallon says that's like preserving your computer's operating system while not bothering to install a virus protector. I love that. I love that so much.
having a hard time with details, look me in the eyes. If you have 2 active products.
I'm sorry. Did you just say look me in the eyes? Who do you think you are? Look me in the, are we talking to our children? Because when my kids were little, in order for me to understand or to make sure that they understand what I was or would understand, yeah, what I was saying to them, what I was asking them to do or whatnot, I would say, let me see your eyeballs. These are not children that you were talking to. You were being extremely condescending with saying stuff like that. And maybe she's just trying to keep people involved in this extremely dry content, if you will. Dare I say content? Like it made my, like I feel like I need a drink of water. It's so dry. Anyways, really gross. Really gross. These are, and by the way, these are supposed to be business people, according to them. You're going to talk to other business owners. We know they're not business owners, but I'm trying to use their terminology here. You're going to treat other business owners like that? Look me in the eyes. Who do you think you are?
You get the flat rate shipping if you're ordering them active, okay? So if they have just one product, it's some asinine amount. I don't even remember how much it is. But if you have 2 active products, which is really, they need more than one, it can be 2 EAAs, it could be a whey, and an EAA, it doesn't matter. Just 2 active products triggers the $7 flat shipping. That went away for a bit. It came back. That's still going on. Also, they get $10 off. Do you see this? $10 off. It's on this page per active item and up to $30.
But hey, you get a free blender bottle.
So, for example, they get 3 active items, they get $30 off, and they get that free blender bottle. So there's where I want you to know what you want to know about active. Let me talk to you for a second. Some of you might be going, I still am unsure. Does anyone feel this way? In fact, I want to ask, does anyone feel a little bit like, I still feel unsure if it's 5-in-1, if it's 5-in-1 active? I mean, I've heard Megan say, or I've heard Terry and Dan say, like, it's 5-in-1 active. I don't know if maybe they need 4-in-2. What's the difference between 4-in-2 and 5-in-1? How do I tell? Is there anyone that's like, hey, yeah, I actually could use some clarity on that? You'd like a little clarity on that?
Megan,
Well,
I could use some clarity on it.
okay, thanks, Doug. So I want to help you with knowing how to ask the right questions, because we don't want to ask our client, do you want active? I think that's what was happening for some of us. Do you want active? And they're like, I don't know. We need to tell them why they need active. So here's a few good questions you can ask to help you determine if or if not they need active.
Susan is getting ready to riot in the chat. I can already feel it coming. You guys. Ask good questions to decide which plan is best. If you use the JUT form, this will tell you their weight loss goal and baseline exercises. On your form, you said your goal, there's a typo there, and I don't know why is capitalized, but okay, is to lose blank, blank, blank. Can you tell me why that's important to you? Can you tell me about your exercise? How often, if any, how consistent? On this activity scale, where do you fit? First of all, these people are not qualified to even be asking any of these questions. They are not qualified to be doing what they call a health questionnaire. They are not qualified, and you have to pay attention to the intentions behind it. And it's to sell you the 5-in-1. There's a reason, which is not a compliment, why, according to her, 90 to 95%, I think she said 95 actually, are either on the 5-in-1 or the 5-in-1 active. There's a reason why we hear from many people that were a part of Optavia that they have never heard of anybody going on maintenance. The two people that we're talking about this at the beginning, Doug Wood, and I don't remember the other guy's name, the one that said he was at like 6% body fat, who was in prep for a bodybuilding competition, are not eating the 5-in-1. They're not eating the fuelings from the sound of it. He had prepared meals. So that's so weird to me. But none of these people are qualified to be even asking any of these questions. It's just to make a sale. And then once they have you as a customer, they're going to use high pressure tactics and their way day posts in order to try and get those customers to become distributors.
And which plan is a fit for them. So I'll just say, I don't know if everyone uses the JOT form, but I like the JOT form at this time in our business because it will help you know a few of the key details ahead of time before you even get on the phone. You know their weight, you know a little bit about their baseline exercise, they filled it out, you can look over it. So what I like to say is when I get on the phone, hey, on the form, you said your goal is to lose blank. Can you tell me why that's important to you? And let them start to talk, because that's when they will start to unravel about what matters to them.
Gross.
Then I like to ask, these are the question askers that help you figure out which plan. Can you tell me about your exercise? How often, if any, and how consistent are you?
None
like
of your
how
business.
many days a week and how hard do you go? I didn't write that down, but I asked that because they're like, oh, I'm so consistent. So that's like asking a client, how do you do on your water? I crashed it.
Also, why is she asking how often they exercise if she is going to, more than likely, according to her, probably put them on the 5-in-1 where exercise is not suggested because of the extremely low amount of calories on that plan?
They drank 20 ounces. Okay. Like maybe that was better than they were doing before, but we got to get a little more detailed. Okay. How often are you working out? And on an activity scale, where would you say that you fit? And here, that's one of those things that they could be like, oh, I'm so active. I walk every day. You might need to ask some more clarifying questions. So to the next slide, I like to pull up this activity scale and this helps us which plan for them to do. But
what the hell is this? Oh my God. All right. So the orange and pink bar at the top says weight loss. The green one says optimal health. And then the blue one says ultra health. Okay. And let's see. It says healthy weight goals. And it is suggesting the 5-in-1 active plan for people that want weight loss of about 15 pounds while retaining lean muscle. Bro, how, with what, who, what, when, where, why, and how are they going against the physiology of your body? That makes no sense. If you're starving your body of calories, it's going to at some point sacrifice muscle to keep going. But the aminos, Aaron, I seriously cannot. And then it says exercise under it up to 45 minutes of light to moderate exercise most days of the week. What kind of exercise? Are we walking? Are we doing different types of cardio? Are they doing beginner type group exercise classes? Like what? What does this mean? This is so vague. And then the next one is the 4 and 2, which is, wow, weight loss of approximately 15 pounds. And it has the same thing, retain lean muscle. This is where you're having 2 lean and green meals a day and 4 fuelings. So they're getting more calories, but I don't think it's very much more. This is for somebody, they say, already exercising 45 minutes of low to high intensity exercise most days of the week. This is wild. This is so vague. I'm sorry, Susan, that I had to subject y'all to this.
If you look at the bottom, do you see where it says exercise? If I'm sitting there and I still cannot figure out, dear Lord, what plan are these people doing? I need help. I'm going to literally say, okay, which one describes you? Look at this, where down here, where it says exercise.
The difference as far as exercise within these 4 different categories, if you will, is 15 minutes. That's it. That's the difference.
Are you like, just, would you say you're kind of a beginner? Like you're not really getting, somewhere between not getting much to maybe like walking a few days a week? Great. 5-in-1 active is going to be great for them. Or, oh, you told me you're already exercising. See, guys, I'm literally just going off this chart. You told me you're already exercising. How much did you say you were exercising? If they're exercising 45 minutes and, you know, of low to high intensity exercise most days of the week, they're going to do 4 and 2 active. Then you can slide over to the 3 and 3 active plan and look at, okay, they're already exercising and maybe they're doing like 60 minutes of high intensity exercise most days of the week, and they don't have a weight loss goal. They're going to do 3 and 3. Or maybe they're like a fitness professional. They are just working on physical performance.
I'm sorry, if they're a fitness professional and they happen to be drinking EAAs and drinking protein shakes, they probably are already getting that from somewhere else that's probably much cheaper and also not put out by an unethical business model like multi-level marketing. So,
you know, kind of like Tom shared at the beginning, the active bundle might be a fit for them. So, and I skimmed over this, but do you guys see the top category? Again, screenshot this. It's your bestie if you don't have it. And healthy weight
goals. It's not my bestie.
I'm looking at this. I need to know if they have a weight loss goal of more than 15 pounds, that 5-in-1 actives a fit for them. Sorry, it's late East Coast time. I need to have some water. If they are shooting for, hey, I want to lose less than 15 pounds and retain lean muscle, it's 4 and 2 active. That's the differentiator, that 15 pounds. They want to maintain their weight, but change their body comp, 3 and 3. If they want to if they want to increase their physical performance, so maybe even put on muscle, it's going to be that active bundle. So this is how you can know based off of health and weight goals and their exercise, which plan.
This makes me want to scream. Because who's been doing body recomposition practically this entire year? Yeah, me with Susan, the professional. And for them to think that by doing the 3 and 3, which is 3 fuelings and 3 lean and green meals, that they're going to go into body recomp. This just makes me want to scream. Susan, I can't imagine how you are feeling watching this.
Is a fit for them. So hopefully that brings so much clarity for you. So I want to dive a little bit into a few more nitty gritty details. And I don't know, Doug, is it okay for people to drop questions? I don't know that we're going to answer them, but we could bring them into next week, up to you. But so just a few things, guys, shipping discounts.
That's
with
right.
all the new products, all the things going on. What triggers the shipping discounts and the lower shipping? When you have an order of over 300, you're going to have free shipping. Always remember.
I think it's just the EAAs. Don't quote me on that. That's not something that they have been super clear about. So I'm not really sure, but I do think it's just the EAAs, essential amino acids.
Remember, over 300 free shipping, or grab this screenshot and it's going to be your best friend too. Or flat rate shipping of $7 and orders between $175 and $299. Or if they do active and they have two active products, they get that flat rate of $7. Oh, hold on. I should have a slide about the Premier. We'll go back to that. Reward savings. When you do Premier monthly, yes, drop a 1 in the chat if your clients are always getting signed up with Premier. Amen. Forever. Premier's the way to go because they get free shipping, they get rewards, they get a notification to order their fuelings so that they don't run out. I'll talk about that in a minute. But what triggers the 10% rewards on the Premier order is whenever it's over $300. So if they have over $300, they get 10% rewards back on that 300 and above. What triggers 5% rewards on their Optavia Premier is when it's between $175 and $299. I don't really spend a ton of time explaining this to my clients, but I just wanted to make you guys aware so you had that detail.
Oh my God, these questions. Do my clients need Premier? Do they like free fuelings? Do they like free shipping? Do they want to stay in fat burn and not run out of food? Do you like your clients not frantically calling you saying they have 1 box left? If you said yes to any of these, Premier is for your clients.
New coaches, seasoned coaches, we always want to sign up every client. And gosh, I'm trying not to rush, but we have so much. We always want to sign up every client with the Premier membership. And I'm a little tongue in cheek.
And why is that? Because it's really, the benefits aren't that great. I would venture to say it's so people can plan. And when I say people, I mean distributors, AKA coaches, as they refer to themselves in this companies. I feel like it's so that they can plan their monthly income, plan rank advancement, stuff like that, and the volume and essentially their paychecks.
Here, but you can ask yourself, do my clients need a Premier?
Sure is.
I believe the answer is always
Sure
yes,
is.
in my opinion. And I know most other leaders on here would say, yes, every client should be signed up with a Premier. But why? If they want free fuelings, because they get free fuelings when they first sign up with their Premier, and they get those rewards when they have Premier. You have to have Premier to get those rewards back. Do they want free shipping? They get that through Premier. Do they want to stay in fat burn and not run out of food? People are not going to remember to order the food on time if they're not a part of Premier, I promise you. And do you like when your clients don't frantically call you?
Oh my God. I'm sitting here at work listening to a coworker talk to her downline in Optavia. She told me I was so pretty last year when my face was thinner. Hey, Lala, I hope you have headphones in. Sorry. If not, go ahead and send them my videos if you want. Or any anti-MLM Optavia video from your favorite content creator. That's disgusting. I'm so sorry that was said. Ugh, how rude.
Because they have one box of food left and they're running out and they're like, oh my gosh, I need help. I didn't order my food. If you said yes to any or all of these.
Oh my God, I didn't order my food. Go to the grocery store. Just go to the grocery store. Replace these Optavia fuelings with real food.
Then they need a Premier. And I'm making that a little bit playful, but these are the benefits of the Premier order and why we want to do them. So I know seasoned coaches, you're like, I know this, but we need to make sure our new coaches know it and like understand the why behind why we actually do this. And 1 second, because, well, Doug, I might have lied to you. I said I knew how to present on here.
Premier is auto ship, just as I suspected. Thank you, Super Teach 1234. Appreciate you.
And it's giving me a hard time now. Okay. So sorry.
Oh, we're going back to the slides.
It ghosted out on me, guys.
What?
Okay. Okay, can you see that again, Doug? Can you give me a yes?
Okay, what you need to sign up your client. Now, I want to talk about this for a second and shout out to Allison for giving me this information. Allison got out of Optavia. She was a coach. She was a top leader in Optavia and has shared a ton of information. And yeah, thank you, Allison, for all that you've done. So one of the things that she brought up was the fact that you are coached, just like it says on the slide, to collect all of this information from the client to sign them up. Meaning, let's just say I was the Optavia coach. I would collect all of your information and I would input the order on my website instead of the customer signing up. And from what I have been told, allegedly, they do the same thing for coaches. The distributor, the upline, if you will, is going to input all of the information. So that includes like social security number and different things like personal information. Here's the problem with that, especially on the distributor side of things. There are agreements that you have to agree to in terms of your distributorship with these MLM companies. And when you have the upline that is inputting all of that information, they're just click, 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 click. And the new distributor is not made aware of the agreements that the upline has agreed to by putting in the order or signing them up for them. Does that make sense? So I worry about the legal implications of that and how somebody is signing up and they're giving all the information, but they're not reading, if you will, the terms of service. And I think that is extremely alarming because especially with Optavia, some of the things that they claim to own, if you ever shared something about Optavia on your social media, is that their social media then belongs to your social media, belongs to them. If you cancel your distributorship and you have to start over. And I've seen it time and time again from people that have gotten out of Optavia and they decide to go another route. Some people have joined other MLMs, unfortunately, and have to start all over.
Yes.
Okay, sorry guys. Okay, so what you need to sign up your client and what every new coach needs to know, we need their shipping address, we need their email, we need their cell phone number. I recommend you have a set password. Most of us do welcome one ! Have a set password so that when your client texts you and you're out running around your kids, you're taking them to soccer, you can quickly say, oh yeah, your password's welcome one ! So easy, here it is. And they can change that whenever they want to. And then always ask, is your shipping address the same as your billing? That's all you need to sign up a client. So I mentioned this to you because I want you to be so confident that if someone calls you and they're like, I'm ready to get started, you don't have to wait till you're back in your office. You literally just need to take the information. And now a couple of the things that I wanted to mention to you that whether you're seasoned or not, you might need.
Nobody can even see this because it's so small.
Remembering is that when you're going to check out a client, click here to give them Premier. Always click here. This is a screenshot.
But if you're putting in the order for the customer, they're not opting into this because you as the distributor are clicking that box, opting them into Premier. You cannot tell me that there are coaches out there that are intentionally not telling these customers that, hey, this is an auto ship, whether they're going to get notified or not. I know that there are customers of Optavia that signed up this way through their coach and were not told what Premier is and that it's an auto ship. I just think this is so gross.
And boom, they're going to be enrolled for the Premier. Best practices of Premier. I share it very confidently. I don't ask them, hey,
Exactly.
you want free shipping? And but you're going to have this auto ship thing. I'm like, hey, I sign up. This is literally what I say, years of coaching. Hey, I sign up every client with this really cool thing called Premier Order. You don't need to know all the details, but essentially your box is coming to you for free. You're going to get 10% rewards. You're going to get some free fuelings and you're going to get a reminder to order for next month. So that's what we're going to do to get you all the discounts and the rewards you need. Boom. I'm not asking. I'm signing them up for it. And then I let them know in the week one, hey, your Premier order will be set to process. I want to give you an update on that. If you do daily text for them, you probably have that in your daily text.
Daily text? If I order a product and you start texting me every single day, I am going to unsubscribe. That's excessive. But again, we're talking about a commercial high control group, if you will.
Text from your leader, and it explains how to update their Premier order. And lastly, this is a little bit of a joke too, but as I went through all of this tonight and tried to
I'm sorry. It's a little bit of a joke. What?
do it slowly, but also cover a lot. If anything was like, oh, hey, I want to see that, or where did Megan find that? This is my little secret. It's called Google. And I Google searched Optavia Coach Answers. You could also Google search Optavia Client Answers. And everything I pulled from tonight for tonight's presentation is on there somewhere. So I want you to know, just a reminder, use Optavia Coach Answers, use Client Coach Answers, and you can find so many magical things on there. All of this was presented on back in September by our corporate team, and that is on Coach Answers. If you search active, and I even was reviewing some of that today. So you guys have so much at your fingertips available to you. And I just wanted to remind you of just some of our very basics as you are maybe just cleaning up your own skills or onboarding new coaches into your organization. And a reminder that you have everything you need to confidently present the different programs to them. You now are reminded of what the cost is, and you also can be confident about which program is a fit for them based off of their health goals and their exercise. So you guys are equipped to run into the new year. Thanks, Doug.
Hey, Meg, you're welcome. Let's stay on for a second.
Okay.
Let's just do a little Q&A with Meg, because Meg's got this down. But
I'm not going to listen to the Q&A. I'm just not going to do that. I'm not willing to do that. I don't want to do that to you guys. I don't want I've reached my Optavia threshold for the day. I'm sure you guys have too. This is wild. I definitely think that one, it's not ethical for coaches to be signing up. Well, one, I don't think anything about Optavia, in my opinion, is ethical. It's a multi-level marketing company. Whether the people in Optavia want to admit it or not, it absolutely is a multi-level marketing company. Okay, so just let's be clear on that. But I think it's really unethical signing people up and getting their information and clicking and agreeing on the terms of service, the policies and procedures, all of that stuff. Yeah, I think it's unethical to take the power out of somebody just putting in their information on a website. It's a tool used by people in multi-level marketing to try and control like what's going on. Oh yeah, you're going to order. Okay. And they're waiting. Oh, you're going to order. Okay. Well, if you give me your information, I'll just go ahead and put it in right now. It's smelling of desperation. It's smelling of hot garbage on a summer day here in Las Vegas, in my opinion. Anyways, yeah, we are all Opta over it. That's funny. That's really funny, Stephanie. Oh man. Yeah, I'm actually this right here. Jamie, I'm really surprised that she actually recommended Google. Don't they hate that? Can't allow these Huns to find information that disagrees with the cult. Yeah, I'm surprised she suggested Google too. But then again, this was a training. So I don't think it was necessarily meant for like customers. Although she did say they were streaming, right? I don't know. Anyways, yikes, yikes, yikes. Can we hack Google to push anti-MLM videos? Yes, I do attempt to do that every time I put tags on my videos. So there's that. We use SEO to our advantage over here for sure. Anyways, I appreciate you guys so much for sticking this one out. Optavia is, I can't stand them, and I'm going to keep talking about them. So if you are a part of Optavia and you have any information you feel comfortable sharing about the internal workings, I would love to hear that. Guys, don't join an MLM. I know y'all know that because you're here. And if you're quietly watching and you're a part of Optavia, you are welcome here. You're welcome here. And I do hope that you get away from the commercial cult. And I do think Optavia is a commercial cult. I think they're a high control group. I think they are using emotional and spiritual manipulation in order to get people to do what they want them to do, whether it's getting back on the 5-in-1, whether it is becoming a coach because they did a Way Day post as a customer and all their friends are like, what are you doing? I just think all of it is extremely manipulative. And genuinely, I hope if you are a part of Optavia, I hope that you get away from them. I hope that you work with professionals. And just speaking from my own experience. What? No. Experience. with food and disordered eating and all of the things that I've had to work through when it comes to my relationship with food, when it comes to my relationship with exercise, I now understand that you don't have to do anything extreme in order to see progress in whatever your health and wellness goals are. You don't need to do extreme calorie restrictions. You don't need to do any kind of extreme exercise. It's actually the things that you will continue to do every day that are going to stick around and lead to whatever your health goals are. So if you know that you're willing to get in steps or go on walks or whatever that looks like for you, if you're willing to do it often and incorporate it as part of your daily routine, chances are those are the kind of habits that are going to stick around. If you are understanding, just in my opinion, again, please work with professionals if you struggle with any of this. But if you are willing to look at food as a fuel source instead of villainizing it and attaching moral value, meaning putting it in good or bad categories, and understanding that all food in moderation is a healthy thing. Those small steps are going to be things that stick around. I mean, as an example, I would have probably never done what I did today had I not been working out with Susan. And I can't speak more positively than I already do about her and the things that I've learned from her. But like, I'm on a calorie deficit, and I talked about this kind of towards the beginning of this video, but I'm down 14 pounds. What did I have for lunch today? I needed a burger and fries today. So I had McDonald's. Am I still tracking it? Yeah. Am I still exactly on track with what I'm doing today and what I'm, this calorie deficit? Yes. Yeah. Because I understand that everything in moderation is okay. But when I was in a multi-level marketing company, when I was in Prove It specifically, and I was doing all of these crazy, extreme things, none of it was sustainable. And so I would go into these phases of, okay, I'm going to get back on track. Okay, now I'm just going to eat whatever I want. I'm going to get back on track. Excuse me. Okay, now I'm going to extreme exercise. And it's like, none of that is healthy. If you're just doing things daily, and just like Susan said, being happy with yourself is playing the long game, and food is worth making peace with. Yes. And I'm so grateful that that is something that I have been able to do, that I've worked with Susan and worked with myself in just super aware and making peace. Yeah, I think that's beautifully said, Susan. So that is why I talk about Optavia the way that I do, is because I am living proof that you can get out of disordered eating, that you can get into actual healthy habits without supporting an unethical multi-level marketing company looking for fast, quote unquote, success, meaning the number changing on the scale, while damaging your metabolism, in my opinion, while damaging your relationship with food, not trusting yourself, and then thinking that you have to earn stuff. You don't. You don't. So anyways, that's my rant for today. Thank you guys for being here. If you have not already liked the video, if you would do that, that would be amazing. Check and make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you on the next live stream. Bye, everybody.